Hello my little fantasy freaks and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. Today, as you can tell by the title, I'm going to be making this Pearlescent filigree cage corset. I have already got a video showing you how to make the underbust version. If you're new here and you've not seen that, you will need to go watch the underbust version because we need to start with this as a base. I didn't want to show you how to create the underbust part when I've done it before. That bit I fully did off camera, and I'm showing you how I shaped the cups and also made it pearlescent. And how I shaped the cups is also exactly the same way as I shaped the pauldrons. It is exactly the same. For example, the only pieces of wire on the underbust are across your middle and under the bust, and there is no other wires even when I do the bust. If you imagine this pauldron that sits on my shoulder, it's almost like a cup that sits under, so there is only the wire on one side. You'll be able to see it just here. So when you're watching me create the cups, that is exactly how I made this. There is no differences other than you're shaping it to your shoulder instead of a boob. So yeah, go check out the underbust version first because you need to make this before you start making the cups. I tried my best with this tutorial. I don't have the best tripod for like being above my desk, so if you can't see, I'm super sorry. I tried my best. I'm working in a really small space. The tripod legs were in my way for my chair to fit in, so it was very awkward, but I did my best. I'm hoping I can explain it. I'll jump in with the tutorial. So as I said at the start, you should already have the underbust corset fully made, but we still need to make more filigree pieces for the cups. I'm going in with my glue gun and really pushing that glue into all those like crevices. And obviously this is the same for the underbust, but just in case you needed a little bit of a refresher, I like to go around the edge first, and then I go in and fill the center up. And make sure you have glue on hand because you want to make sure you're doing this sort of continuously, because then you're going to get a smoother pour with less air bubbles and a nice smooth back, which helps when gluing pieces together. I also do prefer to use thicker molds for the majority of the corset. You can use thinner ones like this one. These aren't very deep, but the thicker ones give it so much more structure. Here is the filigree underbust corset that I am working with, and what you need is an old bra that fits you. This one is actually like a cup size too big for me, so I only used it for a little portion of this just to get a sort of shape. I'm placing it in that sort of circle shape I've already got going on, and then with a long piece of filigree, I've curved it with my fingers so it fits better here. You can see I'm just bending it into place. And then I'm just trying to hold it to see where it would sit and trying to get the angle to match the shape of the bra. So here I'm holding it a bit too low down, but I do know I want it in this position because it sits nicely against the filigree underneath. And then I've just glued that center piece down and holding it in place until it fully sets. And then you can go in and do the side pieces. I just popped it to the side, added a little bit of glue and popped it back. And at the end, I do like to go in and flood the back a little bit just to make sure it is a lot more secure. So I'm also going to do this for the other side on the outer part of the cup. And this is why I need an old bra. I accidentally stuck a little bit of it to it. It was fine. I could definitely still use this bra afterwards, but honestly, I don't really wear bras anymore. This is the only one I own and I keep for emergencies. That is it pretty much done for the base. This is like the most important part. You can see it sticks out a little bit. You can still slightly bend it up if it's not quite in the correct position, like hold it up to your body, check to see if it sits right, and then we can carry on. Now you want to pick the cleavage part on how you want it to be angled. So I'm going in with this piece because it sits nicely, and I'm just going to glue that down. Now this part's important. You need to start building it but curved, and I'm sorry my arms keep getting in the way here. So I'm just gluing another piece to the last piece I just glued on. And I'm not gluing the base down yet, so you can see it's not glued down to that bottom part, just the top part. And now I'm trying to pull this out. You can see it starts to create that curve. So I want to glue it exactly in that position. So I'm using my body here to like hold it in place to make sure I am doing it right and making sure it fully sets before you move this. Otherwise, you're not going to get that nice curve. Now I'm going to work on the center, and I'm going in with this piece. Again, you can just go in with your hands and curve everything. I'm going to stick this piece in, and it is just going to wobble about because I'm just sticking the center piece down for now. This side is almost done. I added an extra little shell in this gap, but now you want to start attaching things together. So this piece across the top, I'm attaching to the center piece, if that makes sense. So it's going to be attached to that little point, if that makes sense. I'm hoping this makes sense. but you're just keeping that curved shape. And like I said, what I like to do is keep holding it up against my body to make sure we're getting the right position. You can keep the bra cup in there, but for me, that was a bit more difficult since the bra technically was a size too big. So I just kept using my body and like holding it in place to get an idea. And it's exactly the same for the pauldrons. So now going in with a hairdryer, we want to get rid of all those little wispy bits. So turn your hairdryer up to the highest heat and you want to waft this really fast because you can melt the glue with this. You can see all the little stringy bits like flying around as I'm doing this. It's going to like make them curl backwards so you don't have any stringy parts in and you don't have to sit and pick them all off. Now, since I'm doing this one pearlescent, what I'm doing is going in with a base of white acrylic paint. You can spray paint this if you want. I just only had white acrylic and it took 2 coats because you want this nice and opaque for the resin. For the resin, make sure you have some gloves and a mask. And ignore my hairy armpits. I do wax, so I have to let it grow out. And put my gloves on, and we're using UV resin. It has to be UV resin, which means you need a UV lamp. What I'm doing is applying the UV resin and then just going in with a brush and making sure it's really in all the creases. You don't want too much on here. It has to be a thin layer or it gets rid of any detail in here. And I apply this in little sections. So I do about 2 or 3 pieces of filigree. And that is because I have such a small lamp. Once I've covered 2 or 3 pieces, I go in with the UV lamp and just do a 30-second cure. This is called a flash cure and it's how you use chrome powders, which is what I'm going to go in with. This is technically going to be a nail chrome powder I'm using and it has like a gold iridescence to it, but it has a white base. That's why I wanted to go in with the white underneath. It is super, super pretty. I love using this on my nails and it looks like a pearl. There is ones with different undertones, but I went for gold. And now I'm buffing this in with a denser brush into where I've just put that resin that we flash cured. And you really want to buff this in a lot. It gives it a really nice sheen and it makes it really, really nice and smooth. Then going in with the resin again over those same pieces that I've just had the powder over. And again with a brush, making sure it's in all of those crevices and it's not too thick. Again, we want a thin layer to keep those details. And then we want to fully cure this, which will depend on your UV resin. My lamp is not strong enough to actually cure this, so I cure it as much as I can with the lamp, and then I let it set out in the sun for like a full day. That is when I've done the full corset. So again, working in little sections because I have a small lamp, and it does take a very long time because I have to do the 30-second flash cure, putting the powder on, and then a full cure. And then, like I said, after it's fully done, I just set it in the sun and I didn't need that many hours because it's very sunny at the minute and it is fully done. So that is the pearlescent corset finished. I went with this sort of like gold pearlescent. I don't know if you can see that on camera. It's really hard to tell in the viewfinder. You can do a different pearlescent. I was deciding between a purpley colour and a blue colour and this yellow. I did put a pole up and there was an orangey colour in there too. Purple did win, but I have a feeling this one with a slight hint of gold, I will get more use out of it. So that's why I went for that, and it was the second highest voted. And I think I definitely want to do a purple one in the future, but the purple, I might do a purple and blue mix, so it like shifts with the white base, so it's still pearlescent. So it's like this gold shift to it, and it's really, really subtle, like a pearl. That was my idea. And I'll just show you it on. I've not got a ribbon in the back, so I'm just gonna like hold it in place because I can't be bothered to find a ribbon. But this is what it would look like on this one. The cups fit far better than on my other corset. With my other one, I used the same old bra to get the bottom of the cup on this one, but then I fully shaped it over an old bra that was like 1 size too big, so I don't fill the cups out of this one as much. If I wear a good bra with it, I would fill it out, but as someone that very, very rarely wears a bra, it's like if I have to. This one fits so much better and I absolutely love this. I think it's might be my favourite now, mainly because it fits. And with this one, because I was doing it in that pearlescent look, I did add some seashells in here. You can see them just dotted around the place. And I focused on shapes that had sort of a like seashell sort of element to it and tried to mainly add ones like that in. Like this sort of one here to me looks like a shrimp. And with this one I did use 3mm wire instead of 2, and it is far better. I did say that in my original video that I think 3 would be better. Definitely go for the 3mm wire, especially for the waist bit. You don't have to for the underbust, but I just did and it's so much better. These are quite robust, I can shut them around, I can bend in these, they are comfortable because they are flexible. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If there's any other tutorials you would like, let me know and I will try do them. I have lots of cardboard here because I plan to make a treasure chest very soon, so I will be making that as a tutorial as well. But that is it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!